Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jay, and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be another podcast style type of video just because I'm not at my home at the moment. So I don't have all my equipment available. And this one, I really just want to make this one be a talking video anyway. I want to express my thoughts on the Tekken 8 base roster. So every single character on the base roster has been revealed. So those leaks that we saw months ago, they were true. Surprise, surprise. So now that everyone has been revealed and we know what to expect, and we know that there's going to be 4 DLC characters for Tekken 8 for season 1, I want to give my thoughts because for so long I felt, of course I expressed my disappointments in some characters not being on there, but I was trying to put on a somewhat happy front, I guess. I don't know, maybe I did not do a good job. I'm not sure. You guys tell me. But I have to say, of all the Tekken rosters for their time, I think this Tekken 8 base roster is the worst and most disappointing base roster of any Tekken game for its time. And the reason I'm saying for its time, because obviously, like, the games like Tekken 1, 2, and 3, those are older games. So, of course, they're not going to have as many characters, but we were still satisfied with the characters back then, for their time. So, but given, of all the characters we have now and having so many monumental, iconic characters missing, I'm not feeling this base roster, you guys. And I say that because there are just too many characters that are missing. And I understand that, it's part of the business to want to, have a few characters reserved for DLC that are kind of popular. So I get that. I really do. I get you want to have a few popular characters to save for DLC to make money and keep the hype going. I really understand that. But I feel like there's way too many people missing to where I don't even know. Well, clearly all these characters can't be season 1 DLC. And I don't know if they're going to be DLC down the line, some of them, just because, they might want to throw in some guest characters or some new original characters or whatever. Or maybe they might decrease the amount of characters they add for later seasons. I don't know. But what I do know is this roster is very disappointing. It's very disappointing. And I want to start off with who I think. I think there's along with that, because like a lot of people like to say, oh, well, we got 32 characters. Like, that's so much. Like, you guys should just stop complaining. We have 32 characters, but there are several characters on this roster who, in my opinion, and in the opinion of several others, because I have been, on the Tekken Reddit pages and looking at other people's videos, and a lot of people have similar sentiments as I do. There are several characters on this base roster that do not deserve to be there and should be replaced, in my opinion. And they should not have a spot. With the number one being Leo, as you guys probably tell, I'm really salty about that. But yeah, I just feel like it's. Where would I even begin? First, I think the characters that really, I'm going to just say the main characters who I think are like clearly their absence is felt is who I call the Big Four. That's just like a nickname I give them. But that would include, of course, Eddie Gordo, Julia Chang, Lei Wulong, and Anna Williams. And I call them the Big Four because those 4 characters, their absence is very much felt. Though, with the exception of Anna and Tekken 4, those 4 characters have been in every single game since their debut. And they have been an iconic part of the franchise. And they have been, despite what people like to say about their usage or whatever, they have very loyal and very loyal and loud fan bases. You know what I'm saying? Like, and very dedicated and very solid fan bases. Like, you can't deny that. Like, even though a character like Leroy, for instance, might have been used a lot, but people don't really care about Leroy like that, just because. It could be for several reasons. It could be that he's relatively new. It could be that people were kind of thrown off by the gameplay, the story, whatever. But despite him having a pretty decent usage, the fan base for him is just not, the loyal, diehard fan base, rather, is just not the same for him as a character like Anna or Eddie or Julia or you know what I'm saying? And the developers know this, obviously, which is why I believe that there is a reason for a DLC. But come on, some of them, those aren't the only iconic characters missing. We're missing Armor King, Marduk. A lot of people have been mentioning Miguel. Who else? I'm not super crazy about her, but a lot of people like her. Lydia, a Muay Thai fighter, rather that be Josie or Bruce or Falcon or whoever. I mean, and I could, the list goes on. You know what I'm saying? And there's just some characters on here. I really want to know what made Bandai Namco decide to put Leo on the base roster. You know, why? What was the reason? What was the reason? Because I mean, clearly they know this character was not going to sell as DLC because nobody cares about him. And not only that, even nobody cared about his what was it? Leo's gameplay trailer. Nobody cared about that. The developers made it look really lackluster, very uninteresting, and even his rage art was just copied and pasted from a character in another game. I want to say the game was King of Fighters. Don't quote me on that, but I do know I saw with my own eyes. I saw both rage arts. I saw Leo's rage art side by side with the other character rage art from the other game, and they are literally exactly alike. So clearly, Bandai Namco has no type of motivation or interest in this character at all. So I have to say, what was the reason? Why? If we wanted a Baji Quan fighter, why could it not have been Julia Chang? Why couldn't it have been Julia? Like, and I say that not just because I'm a Julia main, but you know, I mean, why? Like, at least, like, I think Julia and Eddie should have been on the base roster. I want my Lei Wulong too. I want him back. He's like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm okay with him. Well, not really, but I can deal with him being DLC if Julia and Eddie were in, just because I feel like he would have had a higher chance. But given that there's so many people absent, I just don't know anymore. And just the moves they've been making, I'm just confused. I'm lost. Anything can happen to any of these characters now, it seems. And the thing about Leo is that Leo is so dry, and there's several dry characters on here that they just keep adding for whatever reason. So I'm gonna mention. I don't want this to be all over the place, but I'm gonna mention the characters I think that do not deserve to be on the base roster. I'm going to say Leo, Shaheen, Feng Wei, Dragonov, Zafina. I kind of want to say Devil Jin 2, just because we already have a regular Jin and he's a Mishima, so we have Kazuya. You know, I would say Devil Jin. So, but the other ones I say Zafina, Fang, Dragonov, and Leo. Let me see. Is there anyone else? I think everyone else is okay. I wouldn't have chosen Raven, but I don't object to Raven too much. But yeah, those four characters I would have took them out the base roster. I would have probably made Feng Wei and Dragonov DLC maybe, but the reason I don't think they deserve to be on the base roster, because these characters are dry. They have no personality. They're not really a part of anybody's story. They don't have much of a story impact. They're just dry. I'm not super crazy about their design. I mean, I kind of like Dragonov. I have some love for Dragonov, but dude's very dry. And even his game plan, I think it's cool. I do think it's cool and interesting, but even it's still, I don't know. I want to like Dragonov's gameplay. I do. I like the throws and stuff. I like the close quarter combat. I do like Dragonov, but it's something, and I can't even say it's nothing about his gameplay on it. His gameplay's fine. I mean, I think they could give him a few more moves, a little bit more complexity, but I don't even care about his game plan. I think that's fine. It's just in my opinion, his personality. He doesn't talk. I guess that's his thing. He's not supposed to. I guess that's what makes him funny or whatever, which I would be all for if there weren't so many characters like that. Like, I mean, yeah, Shaheen, Fang, and Leo, they talk, but they might as well not be talking because they're just so dry. Fang Wei, nobody really. Does Fang Wei have a loyal fan base? Like, he is just, people weren't even playing him. They only play him once he got buffed and, like, like the number one Tekken character in Tekken 7. That's when they started playing him. But Fang Wei, nobody's really checking for Fang Wei like that, as far as like being like a loyal diehard fan base character. Like, he does not have the following, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, people strictly play him when they want wins and what else? And when they want to enter tournaments or whatever. So when they want wins, pretty much, just to feel good about themselves. Do you guys know any loyal Fang Wei players that really like and connect with the character? Because there's just not much to connect with, in my opinion. I don't know. Shaheen, I don't even need to speak about on this character. It's so obvious with Shaheen. It's so obvious. And Leo, I would have trashed Leo a long time ago. Leo would not have made it past Tekken 6 if I was Harada. But I would say, I would say with Dragunov and Fang, I do think they have interesting game plans. I do. And they are legacy. They've been in it since Tekken 5. And like I said, I don't hate the characters. I don't hate Fang and Dragunov. But I just felt like there were other characters that were more worthy of being on the base roster besides these two. And this game just has too many dry characters. Zafina's another one. Very low usage. And I'm not a fan of Zafina, but it does look like they're going all out with her story. I do think she has the strongest story in Tekken 8, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Like, they really do seem like they're trying to go all out on her, but I would not have put her on the base roster. I would have made her DLC again. But I feel like, but even then, let's just say let's just say we add out the characters that are not in the game. I think at least Julia and Eddie Gordo should have been on the base roster. I really, really do. I think Julia should have taken Leo's spot as the Bajiquan fighter, and Eddie could have taken Shaheen's, because, yeah, Shaheen adds nothing to the table. I don't know anybody excited to see Shaheen. Okay? And that way, like I said, the game would feel more like Tekken, because it just feels, like I said, too many characters are gone to where it just feels like it does. Not only are they gone, but the people that are replacing them, that are in the game instead of them, are just not bringing anything to the table. You know what I'm saying? So if Julia and Eddie were in the game, I still would have want my layback, but I would have been, like I said, I would have been more confident that he'll be season 1 DLC, which I think he has a chance of. But still, but also, yeah, this roster is just a waste. Well, I'm not gonna say it's a waste, but it's really disappointing. I will say I do appreciate Bandai Namco for giving us only 3 original new characters for Tekken 8 on the base roster. I think that they kind of caught the hint that people like the older characters more than the new ones they've been making, because the new ones were just not it. I think Victor, Reina, and Azucena, I think they have pretty good gameplay designs. I'm not disappointed in them. I think they're good additions. I really like Azucena's gameplay. I think it's really interesting and cool. I think the character, she's cute, I guess. Victor and Reina, I like Victor's design. Reina, I'm not super crazy about the design, but I'm not mad at it. And the gameplay, Victor's gameplay is a bit much for me. It looks too much like Noctis, Kunmitsu, and Raven and stuff. But Reina's gameplay, although I don't think I'll be playing her, but I think she brings something to the table. I think they say that she does have a real martial art. I think it's based on title, so I really do appreciate that. And I know a lot of you guys like Reina's gameplay and are really excited to try her. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at them, at the newcomers. I think they all bring something to the table, all 3 of them. So yeah, I'm not. So I am glad that they are trying to take their time with newcomers and not just bringing us a whole bunch, because the Tekken 7 newcomers were disappointing to say the least. And in fact, I think the only Tekken 7 newcomers I like is probably, I do like Claudio, even though that's not saying much. I think they should still make him more interesting. I think he is just a little too generic. I mean, the Starburst thing is kind of cool, but they could do things that spice him up. I do like Claudio, and I think the only other newcomer I really like was Falcon Rom, even though I hated his design. It's just the design was too much. I felt, why is he so, what's up with all the tattoos, and why is he so tall and long? I think that's a bit much, but I think those are my two favorite newcomers for Tekken 7. But these Tekken 8 newcomers, I mean, I think they're good. Like I said, the only one I would probably try out, Hazusina, just to play around with, whatever. But yeah, this roster is just disappointing, and it's like every single day. There's not a day that passes where I'm not thinking about this. Okay, like my only main I have left is Xiao Yu, who I love Xiao Yu, but I miss Julia and Lei as well, and I'm just trying to think of, it's always good to have more than one character you can fight with. So I'm always constantly thinking of who else can I play, like as a secondary character in Tekken 8 with my other two mains going. I've been switching between. I've been thinking about June or Paul. Those are two I've been really thinking about. Paul, just because I feel like, because I really miss Julia a lot, and I feel like she has like a very hard hitting moveset. I really miss that, and Paul's a hard hitting character, and they have some similarities in certain aspects. Paul is a bit more defensive, while Julia's a lot more offensive, but they do share a lot in common as far as hard hitting moves. They both have Baji Quan elements in their moveset. Paul is more judo, but he does have some Baji Quan stances and moves. And yeah, he's also legacy, and I think he's well designed. And yeah, they have a lot of similarities, a lot of differences too, but I'm thinking about Paul. And June, I like June. I used to like to play June a lot in Tag 2, and I do like June. I'm very fond of her, and I feel like she's also, I think I said this before, she's also like a nature girl, which is like kind of like Julia too. So I feel like, I might try her out, but I don't know. I just want my mains back. Another character, I guess I should tell you guys who I really want back. So obviously I really want Julia and Lei back. Those like the, but I also wanted Marduk back again too. I feel like he's really cool. I made a video on him a few weeks ago saying, why is he not, why do a lot of people not seem to like him that much? Because I think he's a really cool character, and I think that he's not as popular as he should be. I think he is like moderately popular, I think. Some weirdo decided to comment on that video just saying that he's extremely popular. I just don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? but just had to throw that in there. But yeah, I mean, I really do like Marduk. I would like to see him again too. Same with Eddie. It's this is what I'm saying. It's too many iconic characters missing, and the people that's in their place are just not doing it. So and it's just, who's going to be season 1 DLC? It's just so many. Like, the only characters I would consider playing for season 1 that I would, the ones that, okay, I guess the ones that I want the most, not only because I feel like their absence is like really felt, but the people that are missing that I really would like to play as are obviously Julia, Lei, and I really would like to play Marduk, and I mean Eddie. Like, I think those 4 are the ones I want back the most, because I can actually see myself playing as them. But I just don't. I'm trying to think, out of those 4, who would be season 1 DLC? Because it's like, I don't know. It's like, well, I felt like Eddie is the most obvious choice, but is Eddie like the type? Is Eddie going to get a lot of sales though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he would definitely put up a lot of hype. A lot of people love Eddie, but I feel like he would have that effect with like people feel like he belonged on the roster, but they may not play him. Now I would play him. I probably would. I do like Eddie, and I probably like if Julia, Lay, and Marduk don't make it in season 1, and Eddie does. I actually would buy and play Eddie. But I'm just saying, like, is he the option? But then again, like, months ago, there was like a alleged leak where people saw that Val Tudo was in the Tekken CNT files or something, and that's Marduk's fighting style. So maybe he was confirmed for season 1. But then again, I look at Brian's Tekken 8 story, and it really, sounds a lot like Lei Wulong. I'm like, well, maybe Lei is going to be in season 1. Or then I'm thinking about, okay, Julia is iconic, right? And she was in the Tekken anime Bloodline, and she's popular. I think after Armor King, I think of all the returning characters on Tekken 7, like all the returning characters that were DLC, I think she might have been the second most bought out of the returning characters for Tekken 7 DLC, like only behind Armor King and possibly behind Marduk, maybe behind Marduk too. So she gets sales and she has a pretty loyal fan base. I think we're a little bit too quiet. I think we need to be a little bit more obnoxious with it. But yeah, I'm like, well, maybe she'll be season 1. Then I'm like, what about Anna? Like, Harada did a poll on Twitter, like Anna or Nina. I'm like, well, maybe she'll be deals. So you get my drift. So I don't know. It's really hard to tell who's gonna be season 1 DLC. It just seems like anything can go. I don't know what Bandai Namco is thinking. I don't know who's making these decisions. There, there's too many characters that are missing, and too many that are in it that don't deserve to be there. And honestly, I think this may be controversial. I think Anna should be in the game over Nina. To be honest, Nina is just she. I mean, I get she's an iconic staple. I mean, I think she deserves to be in Tekken 8 at some point, but I think Nina should have been DLC because I find she's just a lot of people don't really like her like that. I mean, yeah, she's iconic and she's been in it since day one and people, I mean, she's really recognizable, but as far as from a practical standpoint, a lot of people don't like facing her. A lot of people don't. Nina just not that popular like that. And I think Anna is a lot more charismatic. And I think Anna's fan base, I think Anna might have a bigger fan base than Nina, probably. Like, I think, Anna is more charming and more interesting than Nina, in my opinion. Like I said, I get why Nina's on the base roster. I'm not mad at it, but a lot of people are really not feeling Nina like that. we really aren't. And I be seeing like a lot of people talking about her a lot. Like Anna fans, I think Anna actually won the poll on Twitter between those two. But yeah, Nina is not as popular as Bandai Namco thinks. Because even when her trailer came out for Tekken 8, has it ever hit 1 million views yet? Is it still under 1 million views? Because like nobody really, people are like, who are they going to reveal or whatever? It's like, and then it's like, oh, Nina, okay, like, oh, Nina, well, like people are not feeling her like that. Who else? Lars. Do people don't really like Lars? I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad that he's in the base roster because he is, a part of the story, but I don't think people really care for Lars like that either. You know what I'm saying? Who else? I'm just roasting everybody. Claudio. I mean, I like Claudio's design. I like how his animations look. I think has a lot of potential, but being honest, a lot of people don't care for him that much either, like that. I mean, I think Claudio's cool. I think he's one of the better Tekken 7 newcomers. I do like him, but I'm just saying, like, there's definitely characters I like more. Claudio has been a character I've been really heavily thinking about trying out, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like his gameplay is a little too simple for me, a little too generic. But I don't know. I might change my mind. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just too much. It really just doesn't feel like Tekken to me. I mean, of course, we have like the main well, I can't even say the main. Like we have like some of the most popular characters, like Jin, Kazuya, Xiaoyu, King, Paul, and Law. We do have them, but it's still just too many missing, you guys. Who do you guys think is gonna be season 1 DLC? I have no idea. I used to, for the longest, I was so confident that it was gonna be Eddie. Eddie's definitely gonna be season 1. He's obviously the main one missing, but it's like the more I think about it, it's like I don't know though. Is he? I mean, will he be season 1 DLC? I think he should, but there's a lot of characters I think should as well. But yeah, this is just crazy. This is really crazy. Um, yeah, my only main I have is Xiao right now. I'm still trying to decide who else to fight as. This really sucks, you guys. And I think this is why with Tekken 8, I just wasn't, because even when I was playing it, when there was this beta test or whatever, when I give you guys some gameplay for that, I remember I was expecting to like give you guys like so much gameplay, like I was watching like so many videos, but it's like I wasn't even as motivated to play it as much, just because some of my favorite characters are missing, and it's just like, like I like the game because my characters were in there, and it's like a lot of these people just don't resonate with me. I mean, like I said, I'm happy to have Xiaoyu. She's like my day one main, like my very first main, and I'm happy to have her, and then she's a great character. I love her, but I like to have options. But so that's it for this video, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. Is your main in it, or is your main also out like some of mine are? Are you? I mean, I'm excited for Tekken 8 to come out, but I think I'm more excited for the DLC to come out than the actual game. Or more excited for the DLC reveals or whatever. Who do you guys think is going to be season 1 DLC? Let me know in the comment section. Do you guys agree with what I'm saying, that this base roster is very lacking and disappointing, and there's too many dry characters that don't have, if they don't have personality, they don't have the following or like a loyal fan base or vocal fan base, you know what I'm saying? Like I just I don't know, I just feel like there's too many dry characters on this roster, man. It just don't feel like Tekken to me. Don't feel like the old days. It's too much missing. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And I want to ask you guys also, like with Tekken 7 coming to an end, when I do get back to my home, I do want to make some more gameplay content. I'm kind of curious to see, who do you guys like to see me play as the most out of Xiaoyu, Lei, and Julia? Like I want to add some more Julia gameplay, just because it's like I want to get her back to Emperor. I was at Emperor like a few months ago, but I got demoted, of course. But I also want to play Lei too. I want to play those two because it's like, well, they're going to be gone for who knows how long. But I'm like, well, maybe I should play Xiaoyu because like she's going to be Tekken 8. Then I'm like, well, Xiaoyu is really bad in Tekken 7 in my opinion. But I don't know. Who do you guys like to see me play as the most? That's the question. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.